This is Lenny Farlee, Purdue University Extension Forester. Now let's ID that tree. In this edition of ID That Tree, we're going to introduce you to a native but oftentimes overlooked species found in our Indiana forests, and that's red mulberry. Red mulberry is oftentimes found under the canopy of other hardwood trees as a smaller tree in the shade of our forest environments. And we oftentimes find it in river bottom situations, and here we're just a few yards from the Wabash River. As you can see, red mulberry has lobed leaves in some cases, but it can also have leaves with very few, if any, lobes. And so it has variable leaf shape, very much like sassafras. Red mulberry also tends to have a sandpapery texture on the top of the leaves, which gives them a relatively flat, non-glossy appearance. And this is a good characteristic to help us separate red mulberry, native, from the non-native and invasive white mulberry, which has shiny leaves on the top and no sandpapery texture to the top of the leaves. The leaves are alternately arranged, relatively long leaf stems, and as you can see, simple leaves with, as we mentioned, variable shape, oftentimes with this palmate lobing. Red mulberry and white mulberry both produce mulberry fruit that are very similar to blackberries, and they can be produced in abundance and are very attractive to both birds and humans. When the ripened fruit on red mulberry appears, it's typically a very dark purple to almost black in color, and usually eaten swiftly by birds. The bark on both of our mulberries has a tendency to have long, flaky ridges and will tend to be a gray-brown with some cases a little bit of hint of orange between the fissures in the bark. So red mulberry, a native tree species, unfortunately less common now in our landscape than the invasive white mulberry, but we can still occasionally find it in the understory of our forests across Indiana.